Scarred for life.
Let's get kicking into this evening's episode of Critical Role.
The party has traveled to Whitestone to free their name of some negative political ramifications back in their home city of Amman, and to aid Percy in possibly freeing his hometown of Whitestone from the oppression of Lord and Lady Briarwood, a couple who have risen to power over the past 5 years after slaughtering his family and taking it over and keeping it all this time. After arriving, they found a very heavy undead presence in the town. Giant zombies roaming the streets as sentinels. Most of the townsfolk kind of kept under perpetual watch in this slowly will-crushing atmosphere. But as Vox MACHINA arrived, they began to instill the thoughts of rebellion, stoking those flames once again. They also discovered that Percy's sister Cassandra is also a surviving Derolo and exists somewhere in Castle Whitestone, seemingly under lock and key. The party began to systematically take out members of the new nobles who worked underneath the Briarwoods, setting many buildings on fire, leaving emblems of the Derolo crest across the town and written in the sky, and after an extensive battle, began to make their way towards the Castle Whitestone itself. Burrowing into a partially collapsed but long-remembered secret passage underneath the castle, the party rested for the evening with the help of their recently arrived cleric Pike, who had managed to project herself through the will of Sarenrae as a spiritual body given temporary physical form. While they were searching this tunnel, it led to the dungeons, the prison cells beneath the Castle Whitestone, where Percy once woke up 5 years before Cassandra helped him escape. Walking through those cells, they discovered an old woman currently locked down below there, who was asking for the party's aid in freeing her from her imprisonment. And last time we left off, you were sort of helping with fake helping with the lock. As you snap off the lock and pull away from it, having the strange physical interaction and the darkness around here.
Fine. Do as you wish. Leave me to rot.
She backs up and sits in the far corner of the prison room. After doing your passes, this conversation has happened. You see no other signs of life down here.
I go and I find Scanlan. Question.
Yes.
When you cast seeming on us,
Yes.
if you made me look like a cow, would I seem like a cow when I bumped into you, or would I seem like a human
Are
bumping
you asking me to make you into a cow right
No,
now?
I'm saying that if something was different.
Because I think this is not the right time.
I think that old woman was doing something weird.
Why do you think that?
Because she looked like she had full handses, but I didn't feel them.
You didn't feel them. You touched her hand and it just
Her
passed
hand
right
touched
through
me,
it.
but it didn't.
That's an illusion of some sort, yes.
So she was doing some sort of.
I don't know what, but yes. Should we go find out?
I don't know.
How would we do that?
Huh?
How would we
Can
do
you
that?
dispel seeming?
I don't know. Let's go find
Do you have a
out.
dispel magic
No.
on you right now?
I have no.
Oh my god, I do!
Oh, Keyleth.
Hey, Keyleth.
I'm
I
wearing
did
a hat
come
of disguise,
prepared,
by the way.
though. Dispel magic.
All right, so I stroll over back to the cell.
With Scanlan also.
Oh, with flanked by Grog.
Yes.
Yes.
Not looking friendly, me, though.
Yeah.
We said we were going to come back for you and release you when all was said and done. But we cannot make that promise if you don't tell us the complete truth. Now, we know that you're using magic of some sort. Now, tell us who you really are. We can sense that you are casting magic of some sort on yourself to disguise yourself. Now, I have some familiarity with this, so I make no judgment as to why. But please, reveal your true self to us, or else we cannot trust you, and we will leave you here to rot and possibly die. That face.
Now I do it now! I don't know!
At which point, there's a dull flash of energy within the cell. Some of the nearby straw on the ground kind of just gets blown away from her form from just the general push of air that the spell kind of disperses in the impact.
Sorry, got a little
The,
squirrely on that one.
The gray hair, the tattered clothes all vanish, revealing beneath it a woman in her early mid-40s or so, jet black hair, pulled into a tight ponytail, but strings of it kind of in front of her face. Still in kind of disarray, but nowhere near as wrecked as the previous visage you were presented with. She's wearing nice travel clothes with what looks like some sort of a long duster, almost like coat. As soon as this moment hits, she pushes back even further, kind of pressing herself against the wall, arms to the side. Happy?
Extremely.
Yes, I'd say so.
Yes, yes. So who are you for real?
My name is Anna.
Do you recognize her, Percy?
You very much recognize her. Her right hand is where the sleeve ends. There is no hand there. It is just a missing hand, and there's the left hand is visible.
Anna, you have two options. Either you are going to die in this cell, and I promise you, you will die in this cell, or you're going to convince us why you shouldn't. So I would start talking right now, or I swear, we will not leave this dungeon before you're dead.
Roll intimidation check.
16.
She steps into the light and looks to you, this peasant individual making these threats, and, well, for one thing, I've been here with them for the past 5 years. And their little experiment beneath the castle, I was one of their chief scientific designers.
Tell us about the experiments beneath the castle.
You'll have to ask Silas or Delilah for that. I don't have all the details of the reasons behind it, other than the process I was brought in to construct. I wasn't interested in their zealotry or the whispered dealings, just the challenge behind the construction. I enjoy challenge. Challenge that pays? Well, I enjoy that even more. I'm down here because my work is done, and I wish not to linger with an impending battle. I tried to leave. It appears Anders saw me packing and decided to gain a little favor by turning me in.
How'd you lose that hand?
Experiments can be dangerous sometimes. I dabble with chemicals and alchemical reagents that can be miscalculated.
Can you lead us to Cassandra de Rollo?
She kind of turns her head with a curious look. I could, yes. Why do you ask? She looks at you very intently.
That may be what your life is worth. You will take us to Cassandra de Rollo. You will tell us what you know about what's in the basement. You will tell us where to find Lord and Lady Briarwood, and you will tell us where to find Professor Anders. And for this, I'll let you leave the castle.
This is Clarot all fucking over again.
You are, at the moment, the luckiest person in Whitestone. Do you know why? So you're at the bottom of my list. I take off the hat.
Oh, shit!
As the peasant image fades before her, an intensity to her eyes, a widening of realization as she steps back instinctually with a gasp. There is definite fear in her voice and her eyes, but there's an uncontrollable smile on her face, which catches you off guard. This certainly explains a lot. I have many questions. I found your recent work very fascinating.
I will be happy to give you an up-close and very personal demonstration. Unless, of course, you would rather have conversations about other topics.
We'll start with the other topics. Regains her composure and steps up to the bars expectantly.
I pull out a pick and I walk up to the gate and I say, he's a very good shot, so I would tread very carefully.
This will be more difficult than normal because
I
she
snapped
already
off a thing in
snapped
there.
off a
Yeah, all right.
thing inside.
I'm not
About
sweating
that.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a 20.
20 is exactly what you needed.
So you take a moment, you walk up all slick and
Yeah. Wait 1 sec. That's never happened.
you have to get down and you spend the next 30 seconds actually managing to get the pin that she has stuck in there out without actually breaking the spring inside and render it
Sorry about that.
Fucking doors!
We're still very tough. Don't let this.
And with that, the lock comes loose and the bars open a little bit.
You do what we ask. You do not betray us. You do not make our life difficult in any way, and you have my word that you will leave Whitestone. If I sense the slightest hint, if I have a moment where I think that you might make a run for it, if I have a moment where I think you may cough inappropriately, I would ask you to think about everything you did to me, and I would like you to know that I've learned so much more than what you taught me that day. And I cannot wait to show you. And I will. But not until I find you again. Understood.
I'd like to gather my things.
Things? They let you have things in a prison cell?
Well, I don't have them here in the cell. They're in my room.
We have to go to your room?
I would like to.
What if
Tell
it's
us what
heavily
you
guarded?
need, and we'll get it for you, dear.
Very well. Come. And she begins to step up the stairway that leads out of the dungeon. You guys get to the top of the stairs, and there's a closed wooden door there. Empty. Who would like to enter?
You would like to enter.
All right. Just giving the offer should be, and she steps into the room. This is a end of a long hallway that leads to a series of doors on the right and left side. Huh. Usually there are a lot more individuals frequenting this castle.
Maybe they've been drawn out by the, the thing that we incited outside that's been going on for like 45 minutes now?
That's
It feels like a trap.
Just as we're walking, I just want to very gently take my gun
And shoot her with it.
and just put it gently at her back, going, nothing personal, I'm just feeling a bit nervous.
She straightens up a little more and continues walking ever so carefully. There is a small circular window that is placed in the center of the room that has a very, very thick glass pane with crossbar on it that seems to look out. It looks like, number one, the gates to the castle are wide open. Right where the path from the castle intersects with the outer wall of Whitestone, there is a fray going on right now. It looks like the remnants of whatever sort of undead army that wasn't destroyed by you guys, combined with what may have been a number of the individuals who normally guard the castle, have all been momentarily distracted by the rebellion you guys have started, and for the time being at least, have left elements of this castle unguarded.
Listen to me. I do not have a good feeling about this. And I start to undo the cloak that's on me, and I want you to wear this.
Oh!
And I tie
No,
an elven
no.
cloak. Shut up. Please. You almost lost me. I almost lost you. You will wear this as needed.
I will wear it. Thank you.
I walk out ahead of her.
As you guys step into the hallway, Pike's physical form is kind of drifting along you guys as she takes each step. You can see she's kind of stopped a little bit and she's lost in thought for a moment. There is a great evil here. And you can see part of her form kind of flicker. Something's willing me away. And with that, her form just vanishes. As you feel this warmth on your hand and the symbol of Sarenrae that you have embedded in your glove, you look down and it has a slight glow to it, similar to the color that her divine energy form had taken. Slowly fade, but not entirely.
Goodbye, Pike.
I'm going to take a moment and I have an epiphany, and I'm going to shift my form into a castle guard.
Okay.
Smart.
Next.
Very smart.
I lower the gun and let her move forward.
Okay.
Where was it?
Continues forward, heads towards the rest of the hallway into the main entrance chamber. And as you follow up alongside her, you can see the two large front doors that situate the main entrance to Whitestone.
I have 20 caltrops. Can I throw 10 of them in front of the door?
Yeah, if you'd like to. They scatter and cling against the ground, scraping into the stone and eventually coming to a stop loosely around the two doors.
I watched him do that. I kind of shrug, and I reach into my pack and I throw 30 more out.
Oh,
Okay. Covering the exterior.
Cute.
Grog, using your noggin.
One a day. One a day.
Is that our thought for the day, then?
I thought for the day.
Let's get to her room.
Don't sprain yourself. We need you later.
Back.
Ripley starts making her way up the stairs, and the staircase ascends for a good 15 feet up before it splits into two curved stairways that come around to a second landing to the second floor. She continues forward and eventually stops to a door halfway down the hall. Do you mind?
What do you want?
My belongings?
I want to see what you've been working on.
All right. She opens the door. It's very plainly decorated, like it's... And these rooms are generally very well decorated, just in case. Decorations have been taken off. This room it looks very minimalistic, and for the most part, more for function than anything else. You can see what looks to be small containers that contain different materials and powders, and it seems like she does her own work here. She walks
to the far end, underneath the desk that contains this alchemical setup, pulls a small chest out. She opens it up, and on the inside you can see just some folded clothing. She moves the clothing off to the side. She pulls out what looks like relatively simple leather armor. May I?
Very, very slowly.
That would be creepy, Grump.
Creepy? Creepy? I'm gonna put her through the wall. She moves in the wrong way.
Tell you what, I'll hold on to that armor for the time being.
She's like partway into it.
Yeah, you can take it off. We'll put it in the bag of holding. You can put it on after we're done.
She kind of folds the tunic portion of it over the chest piece and hands it to you, pulls out some of the arm braces and leg guards and hands those over as well. Goes underneath the chest and she pulls out 2 small glass vials and kind of sets them on the side, at which point she reaches in and pulls out a metallic construction that you all see looks not unlike in shape and purpose as the pepper box that you've seen Percy utilize all this time, but it has only a single barrel, a small rotating 4-part chamber to it. A little more refined than his construction. Ooh. And you can see now part of the alchemical setup she has in here actually is, and you recognize this as you get close, part of it is designed in the creation of ammunition.
I was expecting something more.
Oh, please.
Adjective.
You've seen my room, have you not? I prefer function.
Tell you what, we'll take the weapons and give it to you if we need your help.
Let her have the armor. That's a sign of good faith.
What if it's enchanted armor?
She gives you the weapon begrudgingly, hands you a pouch about this big that's pretty heavy, containing a series of iron balls inside, puts her hand out towards you for the armor. She puts it on, a little quicker this time, because she feels like she had a little victory. She takes her little vial, she puts them in her pocket.
What are in those vials?
She reaches and pulls one out and shows it to you, and you recognize the color. It's a healing potion, a greater healing potion.
What about the other one?
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Really.
Lest your brains leak out your ears.
She pulls out the other one.
Convince us to let you keep it.
It allows me to make a fleeting escape on the air as opposed to by foot.
Oh, well then give it to me.
Axe.
And with it, the glass almost shatters with the amount of frustrating force she slams it into your hand.
Careful.
Think about how good you'll
It's
feel
only
when
stretchy.
you get me to give it back.
No need to get testy.
So you have a potion of flying in your inventory right now.
All right.
Okay, we should
Do you
hurry.
have your shit? Can we get out of here?
Let's get the fuck out of
Yes, everything else here is of no interest to me. Now, to your sister, is it?
That's next.
Not far from where your room was, as well as the rooms of your brother and Cassandra. They're all kind of localized in this one area of the castle, so you were all nearby. She goes straight to Cassandra's room, goes to the door and kind of doesn't touch it yet.
Motion to everyone, stay back.
Yes.
Open the door, and I push Dr. Ripley into the room with me behind her.
Okay. The room is dark. There is no light. A little bit of light that peeks in from the hallways and the poorly lit interior of the castle for this time of day. You can see there is her canopy bed. You can see there is her cabinet in the corner, but the room appears to be dark and empty.
I take a torch out of the bag of holding, and I take the firebrand warhammer, ignite it, and hand the torch to Percy.
Looking for signs of life as the paper on the desk is there.
A series of like partially written notes and ink and quill, letters that were partially written and then were like crossed off, or the mistakes were made or they never got finished, that are all written to Archibald. There's a theme through a lot of these notes that this appears to be one of the methods she was using to communicate in the outside of the castle, and has, her role in previous attempts at freeing the people of Whitestone. Which you see Ripley's also kind of like, well, if she's not here, she's somewhere else in the castle.
Anna, I'm going to take a leap of faith and believe, contrary to all evidence, that you're a smart woman. I pull out the gun and I put it to her head. Now, if you were the Briarwoods, where would you put my sister?
An important question here, Percy. Are they keeping her, or is she here on her own volition?
I don't know.
I've got a bad feeling.
And if you don't know, make me believe it.
I know she's not allowed anywhere near the ziggurat, or any of our distillery, so I...
Distillery? I pull the gun away.
She kind of breathes a sigh of relief. That's been largely my project as part of this entire endeavor. I was tasked to create, to experiment with design and create large amounts of a very, very delicately prepared acidic compound. One that could dissolve the stone of your white stone and distill it down into pure residual. This would allow the bulk creation of very powerful magical essence for use in construction, in materials that we could instill and use, apparently for the ziggurat as well as other such things. We were ahead of schedule and I completed the bulk of our development weeks ago, and I no longer have much of a purpose here.
So, you're telling me that somewhere in this castle there's a storage facility full of caustic acid that dissolves the very stones of this castle?
Yes.
I reach out and I take out my potion of acid resistance and I drink it.
Okay. Mark that. If you've seen the vents of greenish fume billowing out in the garden, that's where the distillery exhausts to.
Where can we find this ziggurat?
She kind of, her eyes trailed down, right beneath the city of Whitestone.
The city or this castle?
City.
Is it underneath the sun tree?
Ziggurat might be.
Wait, what?
Oh dear.
We need to finish
Underneath the
clearing this
garden.
house now.
Yes.
I don't know if they're even here.
We better move.
You're asking about Anders, though. Do you wish to pay him a visit? You can see a smile on her face.
She's trying to...
Not
Percy?
like Anders.
Percy, she's trying to
find
bait
them.
you. She's trying to waste time right now. Come on.
Was your sister's keeper? I
Yes,
only
Cassie,
say
let's
because
go.
my whole...
Anna, and I notch an arrow and aim it right at her throat. Shut.
He's not capable of making a decision. Where would this professor be?
I imagine his study. It's around the corner.
We'll check his study and then we'll go.
Fucking mouth. No.
Just his study and then we'll go.
Percy.
Even if he's there, if she's not there, we'll leave.
Brother, run and check the study.
Thank you.
No.
I start running towards the
Jesus.
direction that was described.
As you make your way down the hallway, you hear what sounds like a muffled female voice from behind a distant doorway.
I'm still...
Like a small cry in pain or worry.
I'm going to move toward that sound.
Okay.
Carefully.
The central door there is where you hear the noise coming from.
Okay, I'm sticking my ear to the door and I'm going to listen for a full minute to see what I hear.
Shh. You be quiet until you're told to speak.
It should be close.
I want to gently try the door handle. Shut the fuck up.
It is not locked. It does turn.
I want to push it like 1 inch in and try to peek in.
It's a nice study, and there's a fireplace on one side that is part of a continuation of a two-story, fireplace column that goes up to the castle on this side. And you can see, kind of in the center to the back of the room, is an older gentleman wearing a breastplate. You can see his very, very short gray hair, a little bit of facial hair that's grown in, but not to a full beard. It looks just like it's been left to go on its own for a little while. And he's currently holding a young woman, roughly early 20s or so, with dark brown hair with a couple of streaks of kind of white through the sides of the temple, holding her by her hair with a dagger to her throat and saying, "Shh.
Now, when I tell you, you'll say what I told you to say."
I back up about 5 steps and very quietly say, Jenga.
I start running.
And I run at the door and
Yeah.
I kick it open and throw at him.
So you have a surprise round.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make your attack.
I recently added the sharpshooter feat, so 3/4 and half cover means nothing to me.
Correct.
So I'm gonna aim for his eye that's peeking out the side. All 3 are going right at his eye. 24.
That'll hit.
Okay. 26 on the second. So now it's 60, 78.
78.
For the first one. And 10 for the second.
I love you.
Okay. So 88 points of damage. You just went 80 miles per hour in your first round. The first dagger, he sees it coming towards him for a second and attempts to dodge out of the way. And as he moves this eye out of the way, the dagger right into this one, and he screams out "Ah!" in pain as it just plunges into his eye socket. The second one just hits him in the shoulder, and reaction to that, Cassandra screams out, "No! Run, it's a trap!" At which point, he takes his dagger and just runs it across her throat. Go ahead and roll initiative.
All right.
You're still in there at the doorway, and you hear what sounds like two sources of metal clanking together. You can't really, you can't see a source, but you hear other sounds in the room.
I am running at him.
Yeah,
And
go on in.
stabbing the shit out of him. A 25, second attack is a 20. Oh, and I'm gonna turn the poison on for the poison dagger, which I'm gonna use for the second. So
Just flip the little
Just
switch.
turn it on. Yeah.
two is not, well, it just drips.
It's
okay.
like a pencil, mechanical pencil.
So 9 for the first, 5 points of poison added to the 5 is 13. And then the last dagger is 9.
Okay. So as you rush up to him and just like shank him repeatedly in the sides, the breastplate's deflecting part of the blow, but you're managing to find openings in the side, and you go for a shoulder and jam it underneath his arm, like through his ribcage, and he screams out, "No!" in pain. And you can see there's like blood pouring out the side of his mouth. The dagger's returned now, but there's this giant, gaping, bleeding wound on the side of his face where one of his eyes is completely ruined. He looks both surprised, angered, and very, very confused about the way things suddenly happened. There were 2 sets of armor, decorative armor on the sides of the wall that suddenly have filled with some sort of reddish arcane energy that gives them a solid physical form, and they both stepped off their pedestals and begin making their way towards you. But before all that happens, Professor Anders in front of you, wounded and not looking terribly happy at the moment, is going to use his action to attempt to cast confusion on you. And just releases his hand in front of you as one functioning eye forward as he screams out.
20.
A 20. The effect shrugs off. Nothing on you. He is going to attempt to step back.
Oh, attack him, right?
So
Hit him.
Yeah, you take an opportunity on him.
It's 22.
22. Okay, that does it.
8.
Takes a bonus action as he steps back. Come, take this inspiration to defeat my foe. Oh. Both these armored creatures pull out swords, and they lift up the shields that they had at their side, and they rush into you from the 2 sides right there. First one is going to attempt to strike you with 2 of attacks of its longsword, 14.
No.
Second one is a 17.
No.
All right. The second one now is going to go ahead and take 2 swings at you. 18.
Yeah, but I'll use uncanny dodge.
13 points of slashing damage.
So half that, or all of that?
That'd be half that.
Half that. Okay,
So-
I'll say 7.
There we go. A 24 to hit.
That hits, yeah.
12 points of slashing damage on that one. Now to Cassandra's turn. Is not unconscious, but she doesn't have long. You would all get to the end of this hallway. Everyone else roll initiative.
As my bonus action before anything happens, I'm
Knock her out.
Punch her in the
I'm
fucking
going
face.
to tell her she lives. You show us where the entrance to the caverns are. You walk with your things. And run.
All right, that ends your turn.
She's not gonna leave without her shit.
Zero.
I have 1 healing potion left, and I'm gonna take it and stick it into this girl's mouth and empty it, and maybe drip a little on her neck as well.
You take the potion. It's a messy process. You get most of it, or some of it like drips in the ground, but you manage to get it. The wound seems to close.
Good, that's good.
She's right on the edge, but she's looking pretty rough.
Dead sprint after Percy.
Okay, and your speed is
50.
Goosh, goosh, goosh,
Thump,
goosh.
thump, 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 thump.
I run as fast as my little legs will take me. I will inspire Vex behind me. Arrows and bows, they fire at our foes and kill them, and they make them ghosts. They won't let go. Arrows and bows.
Professor Anders now. He sees this giant creature in the room kind of looming, and he goes, "You do this for me." Feel a familiar arcane grasp begin to curl over the back of your mind. Go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw with advantage because of your hero's feast.
Right. 14.
14. You feel your will no longer become your own, as now you are an instrument of destruction controlled by one Professor Anders.
Oh,
You
no.
have been dominated.
Damn it.
Kill that one! And points to Vax. And you look down at Vax with a grin, as now the bloodletting you wanted so bad, your target lies before you.
Hulk versus Wolverine!
Or
good.
move and shift around now at this moment to get on each sides of you. Now it's 4 strikes, longsword against you. 3 and a 4. Can't roll.
Whoa!
Natural 20 on the next strike. And
Fucking spoke too soon.
2 natural 20s.
Damn it!
16 points of slashing damage. 20 points of slashing damage with the second strike.
I'm running like hell.
Very simple.
Can I peek around the corner
You can
just to see?
just peek around the corner and see the circumstance.
Can I see Cassandra?
You do, yes.
Healing word.
Okay.
13.
Okay. Didn't know.
Trinket, I tell him to hold on to her and drag her along with us. 16?
Trinket grabs onto the scruff of her coat and begins pushing forward. They both get the rest half of his movement as he's forcing her forward. That's as far as they can get.
But I can keep running,
You get about there, like right at the edge.
so I can shoot an arrow.
No, that's your movement and then your dash
Oh,
action to
okay,
get there.
cool. Then I'm just, hey.
All right, Ripley is just going to kind of stay put for the time being. You see Anders in the corner, clutching hand over one eye with blood streaked on the face, a number of wounds bleeding out from the armor, and you feel the burning rage begin to billow up inside you. And as you walk in the room towards the center of the table, from outside of his sleeves, outside from under his coat, there's just blackish purple smoke beginning to just billow out from behind.
I pull off my hat of disguise, drop it on the floor, and I'm going to just unload at that motherfucker.
Anders kind of looks back and sees this source of smoke and glances over. His hand falls away as a moment of realization, his eye goes wide. Percy.
Oh, for the love of God!
Oh, when it counts.
Oh.
And as you go to fire, the bullet gets caught in the chamber and it almost ejects the entire barrel from the front of it. It's not too difficult to repair, but it definitely upsets the current flow.
So I'm just going to sit and scream a little bit.
You yell out angrily, and there is this kind of unnatural bassy reverb from your scream that shakes the room. And Anders actually takes a step back from this and is like looking about the room and finds himself basically trapped in the far corner of his study.
And I'm gonna hop over Cassandra towards Anders and stab him in the other eye.
Okay.
21.
That hits.
17.
That hits.
10 on the first, 10 on the second.
Okay, so he maintains concentration on the spell, but both daggers, you run up and just kind of stab him, this angry grunt under your breath with each stab, and you can feel like the armor itself is now warm with the pooling blood from the wounds that you gave him before.
I asked if I could hit the eye. Did I hit the eye?
Unfortunately, no. It's one of those things where a sneak attack would be like an eye shot on this one.
I'm not raging.
You're not raging.
So I only get
That's
2.
good.
That was good.
1, which is flanking him between Anders, so you have advantage on both of your attacks.
Shit.
21.
Yeah.
26.
Both hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
18 for the first one. 21.
21 points of bludgeoning and fire damage for the second strike.
I am on my feet, but I am. I am swaying back and forth.
Grog, that ends your turn. You can make another saving throw with advantage to try and shrug the effect.
19.
19. With that, the momentary controlled bloodshed fades. Your mind becomes your own. And what little bit of remorse you may feel for the battered Vax in front of you, you can't help but laugh a little bit. But then you turn your attention to the one who bent your will, and your rage begins to swell up inside you.
I continue my long journey into the room.
Just get past there, and you can
There
see
and
into the
back
room. You
again.
have visual on, pretty much everything in the room from there.
Wand of magic missiles, and I'll shoot 3 at the one at the left. That's the first charge, and then use 3 additional charges on the one at the right. 4.
Releasing the one, and both flicks of your wrist, you can see these bursts of arcane energy swirl around and slam into each one of these creatures.
8. Lame. And 9. No, wait. 2, 2, 2. Yes, 9. 9.
Okay. The impact, you see the armor kind of shake for a second and look angered and frustrated for what a faceless kind of arcane entity within armor could, and both heads just go and look in your direction simultaneously.
And I will inspire Grog. This is the dawning of the age of Agrogius. Age of Agrogius. Agrogius.
Anders, frustrated by the whole circumstance, and attempt to cast Dimension Door.
I take out my broken shawm, and I cast Counterspell on him.
Right, because you took that with your last level.
Yeah!
Shit. All right.
Wait, I have to tell a level, don't I?
You're very familiar with the spell, and it is a 4th level spell.
Then I cast it at 4th level.
Okay. Then there is no roll, With that, you see there's a moment where this bit of purple arcane energy, familiar to most of you as Scanlan's escapes, begins to sparkle behind him, and as he goes to step into it, the Sham streaks out in the room, and the doorway just slams behind him, and he's...
That door is locked, motherfucker. Get used to it, because I am.
Come to my aid! Quickly! He's gonna put another inspiration die to the other armor. It's now their turn. They are both going to... This one's just gonna move around Grog, no attack opportunity because it's still in your melee. This one's gonna turn and go for Percy. 2 strikes versus you. 19?
That hits.
Okay. 9 points of slashing damage. You go down. Second strike, because it's still going for you.
Yeah.
Hits automatically. It's an auto critical. You fail 2 death saving throws.
That's it?
This one is now going for you, Percy. It's going to use its inspiration die to add 9 to that. It's 18.
18?
Yep.
That's my armor class.
Bards! Sorry, I don't get to use them very often. 11 points of slashing damage, and the other strike, oh, that's a natural 18, so yeah, that will be 8 points of slashing damage.
So 19 points of slashing damage total?
And it's, you know...
I don't even...
It's painful, but not a huge thing at this point. You're so focused
really
right now
distracted
on the weapon.
right now.
I'm going to use Healing Word on Vax.
Yes.
Okay.
12 hit points. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Grasping Pine. I want to wrap it around Cassandra's feet, or like her ankle. And I want to pull her toward me.
You pull her over to the side, and she kind of gets pulled across the ground, and she's like on her back now, looking up. Her eyes are a little starry-eyed, but she's like, looks very confused, and is like her eyes are still adjusting to the whole circumstance.
I scream and I run towards him.
Okay.
I like slide down on my knees and like slide across the room and try to like cast healing words the minute, or cast cure wounds the minute I get to him.
You won't get close enough to do it, unfortunately.
If I slide down and slide?
Make an acrobatics check. Due to the circumstances with your brother being on the ground, I'll let this be a little more intense.
Oh god, it's
With
like
inspiration.
With inspiration. 17?
17, all right. With that, you rush forward, just seeing like this tunnel vision image of Vax on the ground, blood pooling under his form. You dart forward, slam on your knees, and begin preparing the spell as you skid across the stone floor of the study. You reach out and your hands meet his form, kind of stopping you in the process just as the surge of healing energy jolts through his body, so you can go ahead and cast it on him.
3rd level. That was the worst roll! 9!
So you heal 9 hit points.
That's good.
It's okay, because I slit you.
It was amazing. I'll never forget it.
Alright. And Trinket keeps dragging
Go
her.
forward. Okay. Go ahead and roll an athletics check for Trinket.
8.
8. Okay. Ripley then tugs away from the grip, reaches into the pouch they had earlier. As a bonus action, throws down a small rock that fills this entire tunnel here with a 20 by 20 fog cloud, apparently. Now that she's disengaged, she's going to 1, 2,
She's smoke bombed out.
5, 6.
She ain't got no weapons.
Nope. Trinket does get attack of opportunity on her. She runs past.
Yeah, Trinket does. Come on, Trinket.
21.
That hits, yeah.
Okay, good. 13.
Okay, got it.
Cautionary tale in there
She
somewhere.
runs past. Trinket is currently now. The whole area is obscured for Trinket. Trinket, for the moment, really has no idea really where she went.
First off, I'm going to fix my gun.
Okay, so go ahead and make your roll.
I'm going to make my roll. I hit the difficulty. Does that
You hit it, and you succeed.
Oh!
So as you sit there with the creature lemming at you, reach down, you manage to bend it back into place. You get it aligned as best as you can.
I'm going to use an action surge anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Ah, yes, you are. Okay.
I'm going to break off from this guy, and I'm going to rush towards Professor.
Get some attack of opportunity
Go ahead.
on you.
Don't care.
That's a 14.
Yeah.
So you duck under it, like it instinctually comes towards you, just eyes forward, duck underneath the blade, and you can see Anders now like backing away as you approach. Like
I'm going to unload in him.
Hi.
21 to hit.
That hits.
25 to hit.
That hits.
That's natural 20.
There's Percy.
What the
11.
Okay.
14.
Alrighty.
20 with fire damage.
Okay. How do you want to do this?
Yeah! Percival, you disappoint us all. All you had to do was die like a good Dorolo.
Traitor. And I've got 2 more shots. Next shot.
This one into his chest, and you can see the actual breastplate that bends inward to the wound, and he spitting out blood from his mouth as he bends forward.
This land is a greater destiny.
How close am I at this point?
You're stepping up to him.
Perfect.
And as you're doing this, as you pull the mask down in front of you,
pull the mask down.
he says,
I die to rise again. We are his blood.
I put my gun in his mouth to shut him the fuck up. You're the face I saw when murder entered my heart. This is your doing. And I pull the trigger.
With that, a resounding blast echoes through the room. The back of his head just scatters across the wall behind him. The top of his head kind of folds in a little bit from the now lack of a substantial base, and he just kind of tumbles backward, releasing the gun with a limp onto the ground behind you. You're still holding the pepper box in front of you, hands shaking. You can see there's a flash of purple energy across the barrel that has Anders' name across it, and the name burns away, leaving the barrel blank. Smoke begins to subside a little bit. It's still there, but it seems like the moment it has this kind of release aspect to it.
That's my turn.
Yeah, that is a turn.
I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna use disengage.
Is a bonus action, okay?
Yeah, and I'm gonna skip back into the corner, and at this point I can throw one dagger at that suit of armor. So I'm gonna do that.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, 19.
That hits.
11.
11 points of damage. Alrighty.
I'll turn to him and rage.
Okay, regular rage.
Regular rage.
Yeah, okay.
And swing away.
Go for it.
14?
14 hits.
Nice. 25.
And
Both hit, yeah.
3 hits.
17 with the fire damage. The
Okay.
first one. 18 on the second one.
The armor dents and bursts, and you can see now the energy it's holding it together is flickering, almost like the arcane entity that resides within it is having a hard time keeping itself in physical form.
So I get up close and they're like 5 feet away, and then I'll just thunder wave him.
Okay.
I do like that thing where frat boys do like the chest bump.
Like come at me, bro.
Yeah. Ugh.
So it takes 2d8 thunder damage, and he's pushed over the table and like tumbles over, and then would fall over if it wasn't now drifting above the ground a few inches
cool.
and kind of rights itself.
9 points of damage.
9 points of thunder damage against that helmed creature. So this creature you just slammed into is gonna rush back towards you. This one's gonna turn and attack you, Grog. 15?
Misses.
Sorry, 25. You rolled a
Hits.
19 actually. And that is a 21.
Both hit.
6 points of slashing damage, half to 3. 9 points of slash damage, half to 5. Okay, an 18.
Oh yes, that hits.
Okay, a 12.
Hey, that misses.
So you take 11 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
As this goes to strike a second time, you see the second blow coming, you just duck out of the way.
And I shoot at the guy that's attacking Grog.
Okay.
26, 34
Okay.
points.
One goes underneath the helmet, and as it strikes, you hear this like horrible echoing screech that echoes as the armor falls to the ground.
Yeah!
Can I see him to shoot him?
You can, I say, yeah, you can see him all right. You
Scooch.
can move over there and get a better view a little bit.
24.
That
24
hits,
does hit.
right? Okay, that's good.
18.
18 points of damage. With that, the second arrow strikes into the center of its chest armor. It hits some sort of core where its arcane form is held, and the reddish energy blinks out, and the armor just crumples to the ground.
That's 2 of them.
What's up, bitches?
That was tough.
Yeah.
Where's Ripley?
I start running out the hall to Ripley.
I'm
Me
gonna
as well.
sit down
Oh,
and
Trinket is still running after her, too.
All right. So Trinket's keeping track, but is having a hard time fully keeping up at this point, unless you're giving full attention towards him at this point in time.
Okay.
But is keeping a track. He is rushing as fast as he can down the stairs and is currently out of your sphere of personal influence at the moment.
I grab Scanlan and we're taking off after out the door.
I'm going to collapse in the corner for a minute and start using my ascot to just clean some of the gore off my weapon and my clothing and my
there's
mask.
a lot of gore.
I'm going to, clutching my bleeding belly, walk over toward Keyleth and say that was a close one.
Yeah. You know, I kind of feel like we've been here before. Oh, right, we have been here before.
You know I'm in love with you, right? And I kiss her.
Oh! Persistent cough.
I leave the room and look for Trinket.
Just let me, and I cure wounds him. I'll do like a 4th level. 4th level.
Really?
Sorry, shut up, Sam. I can't find my spell.
go and roll.
Folks, we don't know what we're doing. None of us know what we're doing.
I feel like in the moment I would just do it really at a shut up.
Overcompensate.
Right.
I'm collecting all of as many, like 3 or 4 of Vex's arrows from the ground.
Grog and Scanlan ran out of the room after Ripley.
Okay, you guys bolt it out?
And we're yelling now, Ripley!
Vex, are you all right?
Oh, we shouldn't yell. We shouldn't yell, Grog.
Fuck that, I yell anyway.
Was there a total?
33.
Feel better. Thank you.
That's good. I'm going to now take my handful of what is now basically a switch, and I'm going to start whacking him with it really hard on the chest. Don't go into rooms by yourself! God damn it!
I kind of back into the corner upon seeing this. Percy kind of ruins the moment.
First of all, he had a knife.
You
to your
counted-
sister's throat. He was going to kill her.
Thank you, but count to 10, and now I drop them and go over to my sister.
You can see she's kind of sat up and she just sees this conversation and goes, Percy.
Hi.
Percy.
I'm so sorry.
And she just gets up off the ground, runs up and just grabs you and embraces you tightly. You can feel like all the muscles tense in her body as she just holds you with a slight shake to her body.
I'm so sorry for leaving you.
I thought you were dead. She pulls away for a second and just looks at you, and there's a coldness to her face. She's happy, but there's, even for her young age, you can see there's, lines at the corner of her eyes. She's probably been through a lot. She smiles and kind of looks up at you again, and you can see there's the white shocks in her hair, and she kind of looks up and touches your hair and goes, I see we've both survived quite a bit.
I wouldn't trade.
You shouldn't be here. They were using me to get to you. I'm so sorry.
Are you all right? Did they do anything? Are you yourself?
She kind of reaches up and holds her neck, and
we're putting an end to the Briarwoods tonight. It's all going to be over. And we're going to stop whatever it is they're doing under the city.
You left me,
I know, and I'm so sorry.
Good. Well, if we're going to do this, let's get ready.
You're going to your room?
Yes, I am. I'm going to my room to get my things. To get my mother's armor.
I don't think that's a very good idea.
I've been fighting them for what? A few days? I've been fighting them for nearly 3 years. You have no power over me, brother. And if our goals are aligned to free this city, let's do it together. But I don't have to listen to you.
God, you're irritating. Fine. Ugh.
She walks out of the room.
Percy.
She's so obnoxious. What?
You have a sister.
Oh, God, I do.
Trinket's keeping trail by sticking. She's run down the stairway. He is beginning to slowly gain on her. She reaches the front doors, does remember the caltrops, jumps over them, grabs the door, opens it, and rushes out into the daylight. Go ahead and roll a perception check for Trinket.
24.
Yeah, Trinket just jumps over. The door is only slightly open, so Trinket has to kind of stop and wedge his way
Can
through.
he cannonball into her?
And it's the same speed as if you dashed, it would be the same speed.
All right.
I mean, there's a scent out there, but she's nowhere in visible range. She's either darted off the path or possibly off the actual roadsides. And you can see now the struggle that's happened. You can now hear in the distance the sound of yells and fighting, and there doesn't appear to be any one side or the other pushing.
I whistle at Trinket and to get him to stop.
Okay, as you get to the landing, you whistle out, and Trinket, who's just now pushing through the door, and gets out for a bit, looking back and forth, looks over the shoulder, and runs back to you. It appears that Ripley has scattered into Whitestone somewhere.
Damn it.
We stop.
We come back and say that Ripley is very talented. She got away.
I don't want any of him sticking around.
Let's set him on fire.
Fire will do.
Is there a fireplace in the room?
Yeah, there is. Throw him in the fine. We'll throw him in the fire.
Wait,
Loot him first.
Let me
Yes.
see what's on him.
120 gold pieces on him.
Yeah.
You do find, however, the boots that he's wearing, kind of a hand stitching in it that is exemplary in construction and doesn't match with the rest of his ensemble.
I'd take him.
You take them.
Take his shoes.
Okay.
Does anybody? Can you see what these are?
Huh?
Sure, I can look at them.
Look at these, Scanlan.
I look at them.
Okay, if you're taking a short rest, you can take the short rest to inspect the boots, get the feel for them. They are indeed enchanted. Boots of levitation.
Ooh.
Once per day, you can trigger the levitation for up to 10 minutes as per the spell. You can't actually move as part of it. You just levitate in the air, and you have to kind of push off the beam space.
Like zero G kind of thing.
Zero G.
Like Willy Wonka.
Zero G boots.
Anything else in the room? Can I
Yes.
snoop around the room and investigate?
I'll look
Awesome.
with Scanlan.
There's a collection of letters.
You're probably the best person to know what to make of these.
You glance through and inspect them, and you take the next 10 minutes or so to get the gist of these letters while Cassandra's away. Many of them talk about a slew of things that are disconcerting to you as the information hits you. Notes on the removal of key magical defenses during political meeting at Iman. Notes on the best construction methods using the mined whitestone and repairs for the manse in the ziggurat.
The manse?
What's a manse?
As in a mansion.
A manse or a place or a home. It has many different meanings. And there are multiple letters at different periods of time over the past few years that are warning Anders of an arrival of Seeker Osum's spies.
Ooh, he's a good guy.
Oh.
Letters talking about plotting, diverting political attention away from Whitestone to leave it a political enigma. Letters talking about planting information within Wildmount that would lead their investigation team to believe the Briarwoods have been found dead.
It's the whole paper trail.
And occasionally there are mentions in a lot of these letters that speak of the undying king shall return. We are his blood. There is one completely unrelated letter that just talks about business ledgers and construction of the bridge. It appears to be a simple discussion on the future plans to construct the bridge.
Is that in the same hand?
It is in the same handwriting.
And is it signed?
It is signed a Lord Raskel Daxio.
Daxio.
Oh, wait, we
know him.
Yep.
Who is he?
It's part of the Council of Taldore.
Oh, motherfucker!
He's our fucking spy!
Percy,
Nice one.
can we get into the underground caverns from here?
Can I think of a way? I mean, like, I'm assuming that I would know the way to where this might be.
As you have this conversation, a voice from the doorway rings out. I can take you. And you look over and it's Cassandra.
She's gonna take us.
She's currently now dressed in armor you've seen as ornamental before. It was armor that your mother trained in when she was young, but was unused for a long time. It seems to be serviceable though, like it's been updated and such. She has it worn, she kind of slides a short sword into a sheath at her side, and her hair is pulled back and tied off, and she kind of just looks at the rest of the room. So are you ready?
Lead the way, sister.
She turns around and she begins walking back in the hallway. I'll take you to the Undercroft.
Hey, Percival. Any chance you can load up one of Ripley's guns for me?
I would have to probably train you in how to use it.
I've seen you use it. You just pull your finger on the finger part, and the big boom part goes out.
It's a little more complicated than that,
Yeah,
actually.
you have to point it at the thing you want to be boomed.
I mean, he could use it, he just wouldn't be able to add his proficiency bonus to the attack rolls.
I'll load one for you, and so I'll give him her boomstick and.
Okay. You take it, you inspect it as you guys are walking along.
Just making sure it functions too, and
it seems pretty functional. It's well constructed. It's sleek. It's not very like your pepper box has a bit of flair to its design, as is your background. Hers is just streamlined, simple, much like the decor of her room when you saw it. Like she doesn't mess with anything fancy or unnecessary. The ammunition she does have are made specific to size to her pistol. They would not function.
Damn it.
For the pepper box, unfortunately.
See if I can spin it around and put it in my pocket. I was 14.
You and managed to get it in there. Thankfully, it's not loaded because you feel the trigger go off.
Oh!
But there wasn't a bullet loaded, so it's like.
Oh, we took all the ammunition.
Okay, now give me a bullet.
I hand him the ammunition. I load 4 of them.
You're
Giving him a load.
I'm a big boy. No, I'm a little boy, but I'm a little
If
big boy.
something goes horribly
I would like to
wrong,
walk past Scanlan and grab it
drop
out of his
it.
hand.
What? I will
On the way to
prevent him
Cassandra.
from doing that.
Okay.
You guys are fighting over a loaded gun.
Sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand check.
Athletics check.
17.
Shut up, 27.
As you go to be. No, what do you? It's already gone. You don't even know where it went. You didn't see him take it. You just all of a sudden see it in his hand as he walks past.
And I walk over to Cassandra. I don't give her the gun. I just say, I was at the door. He had a knife to your throat. He wanted you to say something to us. What did he want you to say?
He wanted me to shout for help. He wanted me to draw you in. After the arrows felled me,
I guess I should start from the beginning. And she's walking along with you guys as she's leading you down the stairs and down to the bottom floor. Father Reinl found me, and brought me from the brink. At the time, the Briarwood rule was fresh, and folks were eager to speak out against what they've wrought on this city with the fall of the Dorollos. We still thought they had fallen to plague, and just through some unfortunate political business, they had come to power, but we began to question. I knew better. I told the truth once I had recovered, and we began to build our first rebellion. For 2 years, we built up a resistance before we made our first move. They seemed to know exactly what we were plotting. They cut us off at every end. Couldn't see who it was that was giving up our information, but I knew I was close. Lord Briarwood was there waiting for us. He recognized my face from the dinner we had the night they took the castle. They did not harm me. Strangely. They treated me like a guest against my will in my own house. Now Silas, he had his charms, and they did not work on me. My hatred was too strong. So instead they tried to provide me with both. Power, in Whitestone. I just took to reading and ignoring it all. I don't know why they kept me around, but I wasn't going to question it if it gave me a chance to possibly undermine them.
And she kind of grabs the side of her sword as you guys have now reached down a long hallway towards the back of the castle. You know the direction she's taking you that leads to the cellar, which leads to the Undercroft and the Dorollo Mausoleum. 3 years of reading in that library. Father's library. Strategy. Tactics. Old lines of information, as well as the myth and history of Whitestone. I found allies within the castle. I contacted Yenin, and through him Archibald, who helped me build the first rebellion. And he's been completely necessary in what we've built here.
Can we do one thing before we go down into the cellar? This is the best day of my life. I can't help but be suspicious.
I completely understand.
It was Greater Restoration?
Yeah.
You have that?
I have a potion. This should solve all of our problems.
Or you could save that for when one of us becomes a vampire.
No, it'll be, and I'm pulling out a potion bottle. It says if you are controlled, this could fix it.
She puts her hand out, her leather glove pulled over it now. You've never seen her quite militant before, and it's a really interesting visual to you. And she drinks the potion, whole thing down, takes off.
That was actually a minor healing potion. I was just seeing if you did it intentionally.
She gives a wry grin and kind of wipes her mouth, tosses the crystal decanter to you.
I figured it was worth a shot.
Yeah. What is Lady Briarwood?
She's a wicked beast of a creature is what she is. I'd use less savory words, but my brother's here. She's not like her husband, that I know. But she has a very powerful control over life and death. She's a practitioner of the arcane, most definitely, but her focus seems to be necromancy. While Delilah and Silas are man and wife, they speak of another. As if a third party completes their
This
union.
is the king that will rise again?
They don't say any names. They refer to him as him, or the Whispered One.
Another question for Cassandra. The Duke, Vegmeyer? Have you seen him around the castle today, or recently?
Yeah, I've only seen him in the castle maybe 3 times since we've been here.
Because Grog, he's a Goliath.
He's what?
He's a big Goliath. So if he's here, you should just,
How'd you see him?
Oh, when I was a dinosaur and I burned down a house, and I wouldn't say fought because I sort of beat him really easily and then I ran away.
Oh, you killed him?
No, I just pushed him off a building, and then I thought that was enough for the day, so I went home.
It's a shame you're not as tall as your tail, small one.
Well, thank you.
No.
Take that as a compliment.
No.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry.
No.
Percival, we all have fought with you this whole time, and you know that we have your back, and that we're with you in this 100%.
Yes.
But I'd like our enemies to know that as well. So with your permission, I will cast Seeming on all of us, and I make the girls look like Cassandra and the boys look like Percy. So I give us all the white hair.
You're crazy
And I'd like to emblazon the sign of the rebellion on our chests in sort of an awesome Superman glowing.
All right. So, all of you form into a small battalion of Percys and Cassandras armored up.
Is he a big Percy?
Yes.
He would have to be, yeah, because he still stays similar to his actual size. So if Percy was a little thicker and a little taller...
Percy's been hitting the roids.
Yep.
What is Trinket?
First of all,
A bear
Trinket's
with 2 streaks of white hair.
Yeah.
Trinket's like a Sanrio
And he's
version of
wearing the little
Cassandra.
circle glasses.
Yeah, with the little glasses. Yes.
Cute.
We are all Derolos today.
Before we go in,
Oh.
I go, Vax.
Oh.
How do you know it's him?
Just
Sound point.
Vax. Vax.
Yes, it's me.
Yes, Keelan.
It's me.
Vax.
Yes, it's me, Vax.
Kiki, I'm over
What do you
here.
need? It's me.
Kiki, I'm over here.
What is me? It's me.
We're all.
Be careful.
Of course, Keelan.
He will be.
God damn it. I can't do this anymore.
Carry on.
A long set of white stone constructed stairs descend for about 45 feet before they level off into the Derolo Mausoleum. A long hallway continues forward that contains 2 10-by-10 stone structures that contain the entombed bodies of previous generations of Derolos. This is a place of silent prayer and showing appreciation for the previous families. But the first thing you notice is all of the tomb doors are open. So what's the marching order here, guys?
Percy, Cassandra, Cassandra, Percy, 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 Cassandra.
Boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl.
Across the way as you move towards the center of the room to the second set of openings, there is about a 15-20 foot wide and about a 10 to 15 foot tall hole burrowed into the far wall. You find 2 of these slivers of this material you don't recognize in part of this broken stone. It's like a dark green glass, about a half an inch to an inch thick in slivers. You only find a small scattering few, and it has a grainy texture to it. You notice the temperature drop ever so slightly in the room. What appears to be some sort of ethereal mass drifting.
Damn it.
God damn it, here we go again.
We got company.
There is 1 round that you 3 get to act. The rest of you have a surprise round right now. You see one drifts out from this side, another drifts out from this side, and another drifts in from this side. A cold chill runs down the spine of Keyleth and Vax as they've encountered enemies similar to this in the past.
It's that fucking shit that turned us.
All right, let's roll some initiatives.
I want to back up into that corner though, just to get away from them.
Over here?
Yeah, over here.
Okay, so you can see one of them right now.
Yeah, screw it. I'll take a shots with the pepper box.
Okay.
That can't be right. Just checking. 20, natural 20.
Okay.
With a different die?
Different die, of course, with a different die.
Don't shoot your
22
guns.
points of damage.
Okay, is this with the element or not?
No, no element.
Okay, you fire. Just passes through it with no effect.
I spin.
No
Okay.
way.
Shoot with fire.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Get out!
Take a
Get
picture.
out! Get out!
Right now.
Taking a picture.
Get out!
14 points of damage plus 3 damage of fire.
This one, the bullet does hit its form, the burst of flame. The bullet converted to magical due to the nature of the chamber, and you can see its form. It disperses for a second and then reforms, continuing it.
We need magic. I'm taking my last shot.
Okay.
15.
15 does it?
All right. 12 points of ice damage.
Okay. The ice shot then tears through it, doing the additional damage. You can see part of its form like crystallize from the little bit of ectoplasm that's floating there, but it's not enough to actually disperse its form. Keyleth, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Sorry, no, a Charisma saving throw.
So that's 10.
The ghost reaches out and embraces Keyleth, disappears into her form, and she shivers for a second, and it is no longer visible. Keyleth's eyes all of a sudden flare up with a ghostly blue glow, and she turns around, looking at the group with the hunger you haven't seen in her eyes. Charisma saving throw?
Right?
Charisma saving throw?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
And Grog, charisma saving throw.
Luck.
Yep.
A 12 for me.
4.
And with that, 3 of your teammates turn around, their eyes intensely glowing with some sort of a weird ghostly glow. So, everyone else roll initiative.
Oh, God. We have to fight them. How is that gonna happen?
Help us!
I mean,
I don't know what
How
to
do
do.
we help? We don't have a cleric.
I'm backing up. I'm gonna do my best to back up into the tomb right here. I'm reloading and loading and unloading 2 magical shots at Vax. And my gun jams.
You're both immediately distraught and at the same time relieved.
Well, relieved.
That the gun jams. Go ahead and make your 2 attacks against him.
Got a 13. The second was 22.
Pretty sure the 22 hits.
22 hits.
Okay.
8.
Take 8 points of slashing damage, or piercing damage. As you feel the blade pierce into the side. Doesn't get too far in, but you haven't been on the receiving end of his daggers before, and it's a scary thought seeing what they do to others. At the end of your turn, I want you to go ahead and make a religion check.
Check.
18.
18?
What does that mean?
That gentle glow left behind, that slight sliver of Pike's essence that went into your symbol of Sarenrae, flares for a second. It flares again instinctually, and for a moment in your head in which darkness is taking your vision, you feel your body, you can feel it moving on its own, but you have no control. You hear Pike's voice whisper in your ear from a distance. It says, "Max, it's okay." At which point, suddenly, you feel the coldness sucked out from you. The symbol flares for a second, and the ghost is thrust out of your form.
Yeah!
I read my scroll of spirit guardians, and I call them forth to protect us in this moment. They attack bad things around me, and they don't like bad things, so I thought maybe that would be good.
So, these guys, their speed is halved.
When they take their turn, they get 3d8? Is that now or when they move?
That'll be at the end of their turn.
Yay, radiant damage.
Radiant
That's
damage.
awesome.
That's really good.
I know.
Okay.
You made a good call.
Nice, dude.
I'll inspire you again. I got nothing. I'll just, this time I'll just go.
She's been irate.
I feel really inspired.
Yeah.
Trinket, cannonball through to Grog and Keyleth.
You can, but it'll get Scanlan as well.
Let's do this. I always love that bear.
Right, you deserve it. He's doing it.
Alright. Trinket then rolls for roll attacks on Grog, Scanlan, and Keyleth.
24, 18,
Hits.
and Grog is 18.
Misses.
No, sorry, Grog is 20.
All 3 hit?
Yeah.
Alright, so no attacks of opportunity against Trinket. Go ahead and roll damage.
10 for Keyleth, 11 for Scanlan,
Okay.
8.
8 points damage to Grog.
I'm gonna shoot an arrow as Trinket is hitting Grog.
Okay.
14 doesn't hit him.
Nope. It just hits the shoulder, gleans off, it carves a little wound across his chest, but not enough to do any damage. And your attention goes to Vex as opposed to Trinket. You move out of the way.
And he takes 3d8.
That's true.
17.
Well, he has to make a. Other creatures make a wisdom save. Fail, so yeah, it takes 3d8. All right. You're feeling the ghostly form. You take the damage as well, but so does the spirit. The form inside is. You're feeling this dissipation.
Ooh.
All right, so you make your 2 attacks against Vex.
Shit.
17.
Doesn't hit.
That does 24.
Yeah, let's go and roll damage against Vex. The first hammer swing, you're like ready for it. Swing backward, it goes long.
Grog, no.
A 20 on the first.
20 points of damage. First one didn't hit, did it?
The first one didn't hit, so you only get the 20.
Oh, just the 20.
Just 20. So, wham, as the first one misses, you pull back, saying Grog's and try and stop him, but the hammer still slams you into the side. You don't have time to move out of the way, and it just pushes you up against the wall. You land on your feet, and you can feel like the pulsing of the blood broken beneath the skin.
I'm going to try and fix my gun.
Go for it.
It fixes.
Alrighty. This one currently loses interest in you. It just kind of passes through the stone. I need you to go ahead and make a charisma saving throw.
I rolled a natural 1.
It goes dark, and the spiritual intent takes over your body. All you can feel is you feel like you're being puppeted, and you have no control over yourself, like you're hidden, captured within your own form.
I'm gonna take a keen dagger and stick it into his gut. And then I'm gonna take the glove with the symbol of Sarenrae and punch him in the nose.
Okay.
I like that you're violent instead of just going healing hand.
Yeah.
You go, fuck you.
Can I just say,
This is from
this
Sarenrae.
is Percy beating up Percy right now.
That's totally true.
Yeah.
20 for the dagger.
Okay.
17 for the punch.
All right. So, you go ahead and roll damage for the dagger.
Yeah.
So what's your AC?
18.
18, okay.
9.
9. Take 9 points of piercing damage as the dagger stabs into your stomach. As you swing to haul the punch off, the body out of the way.
I'll thunder wave them both. Ow, oh no, and I hit Trinket. 8 points of damage.
Okay, so you take 8 points of damage. Grog takes 4. Trinket takes 8.
No.
So you take 3d8 points of radiant damage.
I
From
do.
the spirit guide.
Yes.
The spirit guardians. Oh, and I'll also inspire Vax. Rip out someone's tongue and I'll know you. Kill someone dead and I'll show you got those moves with dagger. You got those moves with dagger. You got those moves like dagger. 13.
Okay.
All right. So 13 points of radiant damage. Actually, before that happens, go ahead and roll radiant damage.
Ooh. 21.
As you're reeling up your hammer to strike Cassandra, a burst of radiant energy disintegrates the ghostly presence within your body, and you find your mind come to you as you're about to go into a downswing to smash Cassandra's head in, and you catch yourself.
I turn and walk over to Keyleth. 15.
She ducks out of the way with this preternatural speed.
16.
Keyleth's ghostly form is just too fast for you. The confusion of the whole, sequence caused you to not be able to think straight in the moment, and you just miss twice. Your gun was just fixed, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
21.
Oh, that hits, but what's applicable? Uncanny dodge or evasion for a gunshot?
Should be uncanny dodge.
21.
Same thing.
26.
All right, so roll damage 3 times. The first one is half.
13.
So you take 7 damage?
15. And 11.
Okay.
We are so strong. We should never fight ourselves.
All right.
I flip the daggers over, and I start to wail on the back of Keyleth's head.
Okay.
Almost the daggers.
They both hit.
2, okay.
So go ahead and roll damage on
and then,
both.
And then 32 on the last.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so 3 hits. 43.
43.
Yep.
We're trying to kill our friends, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna blast. Thank you for moving, Vax. I'm gonna blast them both with lightning, a straight shot through 100 feet.
So-
24.
So you both take 12 points of lightning damage. Ends your turn. Keyleth, at the top of your turn, roll 3d8 radiant damage.
It's 15.
I'm down.
Okay. Keyleth falls unconscious to the ground as this blast of radiant energy bursts around her as this, spiritual radiant form that's been surrounding the area and stalking the various appointed individuals just slams into her form. As she collapses, Keyleth, you should go ahead and roll a death saving throw.
Okay. Nope. 6.
You take 1 death saving throw failure.
I'm gonna shoot it with my blazing bowstring. 16,
16 hits.
25.
25. As you pull back the arrow and you see the flames ignite around the shaft, you release it. It slams into the ghost, and you see its form just disperse from the impact. The arrow hitting the wall behind it and shattering against the stonework.
Awesome. I'm gonna attack Percy. 21.
21 hits.
16.
16 points of damage to you, Percy.
16?
Yep.
Cool.
That was also through my blazing bowstring. That was another 5 burning damage.
21.
Okay.
21.
There you go.
Percy. And I run towards Percy. 25. 18.
It's the mom in the bit.
What's your armor class?
18.
Yep, hits.
A 17 for the first one, and 19 for the second one.
You're thrown up against the wall and almost pushed over off your feet from the sheer
Magic
strength
damage. It
impact.
has to be magic damage.
It seems that the radiant damage from the Spirit Guardian spell you're doing has been doing the bulk of damage to them.
Oh,
Whether
shit.
inside the form, most everything else is just going straight to the individual that's killed.
Oh, shit. We've just been killing our friends for no reason.
Good times.
You take a step back. Take an opportunity against Percy.
That's a natural 20.
Yes!
All right,
He's
roll
out.
damage.
18 and
You said 14.
14.
Okay. You are out. Percy falls to the ground unconscious. The spear is jettisoned out the side. Oh, Percy, I need you to make a death saving throw, by the way.
Yay!
Okay. With you on the ground and its position not returned, it reaches down and strikes at you with its withering touch.
Oh, for the love of...
You take 2 death saving throw losses.
Whoa!
He rolled a crit?
Well, it's an auto crit because he's unconscious.
Dagger.
Do it.
30. Second one is 15. Third is a 28.
All right, all 3 hit.
And 27 total.
27 dice damage
All
total.
magic.
Alrighty. So, all daggers strike through its form. You see it tearing through its ethereal physicality, but it's still holding its form together. Looks damaged, but it's not. It's still holding its form on this plane.
I will healing word, Mr.
Okay.
Mr. Taliesin Jaffe. Percival DeRollo, Dewanum, Demonico, De Chico.
It's delightful. It's lovely.
9 points. 9
So,
points.
Percy, you have points. Your death saving throws are fine.
9.
I will mock him. I will say, you're so You're not even corporeal. You have no substance. You are you're a nothing. You're a nobody. You won't amount to nothing in this world. There. 6.
How do you want to do
I'm mocking.
I would like it to cry. That's all.
As you're shouting this, you can see its ghostly form, its face suddenly shifts into a face of a person.
You were nothing in life, and now you're nothing in death.
It recalls its memories. You can see its physical form become that of a young adult wearing robes that hold the symbol of the Dorolo crest. You see it look at its hands, and you see it look at you, and look at Percy on the ground unconscious.
Oh.
And it just moans out in
Uncle
horror
Morty.
as it suddenly dissipates.
Oh, I'm sorry, wait, oh, I didn't mean it. Oh.
Which one of my ancestors did you just shame to death? Again.
The one who possessed you.
Okay, fair.
Again.
I double back to Keyleth and start trying to administer some sort of a medicine check, is that?
You can make a medicine check to try and stabilize her, yeah.
18.
18, yeah. You stabilize the bleeding. She's no longer making death saving throws. She is still unconscious. But you all kind of reconvene. Take a breath.
Wait, is Keyleth alive?
Nope.
Oh, Jesus, Keyleth, I'm sorry. I will sing a song of rest, which will just give us all 1d8 for everybody.
I come to consciousness
You
by
slowly come to
Scanlan singing.
consciousness.
You down with more HP? Yeah, you know me. You down with more HP? Yeah, you know
That's
me.
nice.
What?
Yeah, we can roll some hit
You guys
dice.
take a short rest here to roll some hit dice. We can rest a moment, but I don't think we can stay here much longer.
Yeah.
Into the tunnel, into the dark.
She sheaths her sword and her dagger. As you all climb into the beginning of the excavation tunnel leading to the south, slowly making your way towards the
Sorry,
tunnel sequence.
Percival. Any point in looting?
Don't
Okay,
loot
yeah, sorry,
my
sorry, sorry,
family's
sorry,
crypt.
sorry. Forget I mentioned it. Let's go kick some ass.
Making your way towards the tunnels beneath the city of Whitestone, towards whatever this ziggurat construction project has been. We will pick this up the week after Thanksgiving.
Oh man, we're taking a whole week off from
Yeah,
this.
we went a little late tonight to try and give a little extra since we're not going to be here next week.
Ashley is getting home right now in case we need her.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We're good. Thank you.
Are we?
Are we?
Can she just come in for 30 seconds and heal us?
It doesn't work that way.
I know, I was...
Guys, I got a little bit of a connection.
I guess good.
Oh, I'm gone. That's all.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Bye.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving!